Welcome to the Three Technoteers. I'm Steven and I'm joined by Chilton and Tony. And the AI takeover is coming. It is coming regardless of what anyone says. But someone's got to own all these AIs. And it's getting to the point where I could literally almost run a whole AI powered customer service company or something just from this computer right here. Pretty much. Like, I'd maybe need to do a few upgrades to it. But, give or take. I could pretty much do an operation like that from home.
Yeah,
So that just the AI takeover is coming. It's coming for your jobs, but it's not coming for your opportunity. So yeah, I think it
uh,
leaves it leaves a lot of options open for people if they're just creative, you know?
yeah, absolutely. I don't know if Tony has anything to say about this. I got a lot of thoughts on this. I'll shut up for a second if Tony's got anything.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing that you're talking about that too, because what I've seen here, just a lot of these like speaking of opportunities and stuff, is just seeing how, they're talking about these AI classes and stuff, and I find it funny because
Like
maybe
how
we're
to
above.
prompt it correctly and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. Like and I mean we understand that, and I think that's just part of our second nature to us, as a group. But at the same time, seeing a lot of these classes, I'm a little interested on what exactly these classes offer to an extent of like what we don't already know. So like if there's something that we're missing, or is it really like, snake oil? Is it for those who just don't even want to try and just like, well, I'll just take a class on it and do it? So
Yeah,
I'm a bit
I
curious
mean,
about that.
I could see it being teaching people like how to word stuff properly for the AI, because that's a huge important thing. And then even like templates for prompts and whatnot. Like I have kind of a template that I've created for making changes to code when I'm going to use AI. I'll give it the script that I'm working on, and it'll be like, I want to do blah 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 blah. Tell me every change to make. For each change, give the literal entire old section that needs to be changed, and then the literal entire new section to copy and paste in place of the old section. And then that it gives me all the changes I got to make, and I can go through and actually look at all the different changes and be like, oh well, no, that's stupid. I'm not going to do that. Or oh yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, okay. And if it's good, I can just copy and paste it over real quick. If it's not, I can, fiddle around with it or have it regenerate, just whatever. So like, yeah, there is definitely like some techniques and stuff for certain tests that you could definitely teach for sure.
So when Midjourney started, I created this um, group on Facebook, and it was called the Midjourney Super Awesome Club. And
Hmm.
and then I decided that rather than to run a group, because a bunch of people were like, "How do I make boobies?" So I was like, "All right, we're not going to do the group thing." But I did start a Google Drive document, and I'm looking at it right now. It's so the idea was I would make this Google Drive document that explained that I just kept my favorite prompts in, so other people could go
Mm.
look at it
Yeah, that's a good
and
idea.
then model their prompts on mine, and then other people started submitting their own. So now the document is 53 pages long, and that's when it stopped. That's when people stopped updating it, and this was actually in version 3, and Midjourney is on version 7 or 8 now, I think, officially 8.1 as of a few days ago.
Hmm.
So what I've noticed is you're absolutely right. That idea, that whole concept of how do you prompt? What's the right way to prompt? What's the right way to suggest stuff? That's what a lot of people sell. And then,
Mhm. Because a lot
you
of
know,
people don't understand that you literally have to talk to the AI correctly or you're gonna get garbage. Like even
yeah,
if you
yeah,
feed it all the correct data that it needs, if your instructions are not worded properly, then it's done. You're not getting anything out of it.
yeah, absolutely. Um, but Tony, you're right though. Most of it, I think a lot of it is snake oil because I'll look at something and every time it's like I created this thing that uses Claude or ChatGPT, and it has 7,000 agents, and they run 24/7. They run 400 businesses for me. I don't have to touch it. I don't have to touch anything. Is it this is my CEO app, AI, and this is my CFO AI, and they talk to each other. And then I got IT AI, and every one of these things, it turns out is they basically asked the AI to build something like this for them, and it did. And then now they've got all these little personas that are running around talking to each other, and they're selling a course on how to set this thing up. What they don't talk about is you're burning tokens for every one of those people that's sitting there doing things. And so if you're using Claude or ChatGPT on the back end, you are going to pay for that. And if
Yep.
you're not, and
And
you have
it
your own
gets
local model
so
set up,
expensive. Like when I had the robot connected to Chat GPT, it would cost $5 to $10 just having it run for like 5 minutes straight, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Dude, it's insanely expensive.
It is. So when I was doing experiments with CodeWalker and AI with Grok, I remember one day I was just kind of messing around, and it had run up a $200 bill just
Hmm.
messing around, and it hadn't really built anything. And so that this kind of stuff. But the thing is, when people hit that, they're like, "Oh my God, it's my fault. I'm so dumb. Maybe this course will help me." And they take a course, and the guy in the course is like, "No, what you got to do is not do that," And then they're like, "Oh wow, okay, great. Now I've learned something." But I think that the essence of it is I'll say this one thing here, and people that know me know that this is how I am, and I apologize in advance if this is rude. But if I find something that works really well, I don't tell people about it. I go hoard it for myself, and I'm just like over here, and I feel like the people that are like, I want to teach everyone how to do everything great that I did, and here's this, Stephen, if you're it, so you built this incredible trading bot. It's an open source, and how many people on a regular basis accuse you of trying to scam people with it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a pretty regular thing.
Dude, yeah, I just give them I give them the link to the code and say, let me know
Yeah,
when you find the scam. Thanks.
exactly, exactly. And that's the only way that I feel like if I wanted to really help, just everyone, I would have to build something and open source it like you did for that. Um, and that's a great way to do it. But the people that are like, I've got this thing and I'll sell you this course, and this course is going to teach you how to do this stuff. Most of that is just a scam. Or there's one
Yeah.
group I'm in that has a lady that she runs the group, and she sells a course on how to make money with AI. And she has said several times, really, all you have to do is buy my course. I'll teach you how to create a group on Facebook, how to copy the stuff I did and sell it to the members of that group. And it's like, wait, that's the same thing that's going on in this group right now. You want me to buy, is this it? Is this what we're
Yeah.
making money off of?
Yeah. It's like, what's
It's
the point of buying? I'm just
Yeah,
gonna do what you're doing
A
already.
different
Like,
style pyramid scheme,
yeah,
right?
it
I mean,
is.
that's kind
It
of
is
how
literally,
it
yeah.
seems, you know?
It's
low
man,
effort
it's the
pyramid scheme.
same exact thing. It seems like all the people that were in crypto just migrated to AI.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
that's the truth.
Yeah.
golly.
Man. So I had a I had a conversation with a person a few weeks ago where they said, "Hey, now that programming is cheap, uh, let me show you what I did." And they showed me a thing that they did, and they said, "See, so programming is cheap, so I want to hire you to do some stuff, and I have pennies." And it's like that. That's not how it works. I don't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just because it's cheap for you. But the thing is that they made doesn't actually work. And
Yeah,
I,
exactly.
I see a lot of people who are just scamming people with AI stuff and hoping no one notices. It's weird. It's not great. But okay, and I'm not trying not to hog this show here, but I have one other thought about this. You said the AI takeover is going to happen. I think you're right. I think there are going to be some major disruptions in companies because a small group of people, or a small, even one person, could potentially create an app now that disrupts an industry, that
Yep.
disrupts, it's literally a clone of whatever products out there,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
mean, it's just like
And
because it's like I was saying, like I could literally recreate the direct TV call center or something from
absolutely,
home now, and
yeah,
that's hundreds of people out of a job, basically,
right, exactly.
So
But the thing is, this is all assuming that all of those people can't get jobs anywhere else because they're only direct TV employees,
yeah,
right? And the reality is that what we're going to see is this explosion of new wild products from all these people who couldn't before, they didn't have time to learn all the
oh,
programming things, tools necessary to do things, but they've
yeah,
always
and
had an
now they
idea
can
for
just
something.
create anything they can dream.
Right.
Wow, yeah, huh,
So we're going to see an explosion of super small businesses. I think that's what's going to actually happen. I don't think that people are just going to be out of jobs. They'll be like, well, there's no point in me existing anymore. All 12 good ideas have
yeah,
been come up
exactly,
with.
yeah. 'Cause, I mean, people are still going to have the drive and motivation and stuff, and they're still
Yeah.
going to need to make money.
Yep.
So, yeah, huh. I could definitely see that.
So I don't know where I heard this phrase, and it probably is a loaded one, but I've heard before uh, the concept of worker mentality, right? Where you are an employee mentality, where you feel like the company needs to take care of you, the company needs to do this and that, and that kind of mentality is great for the people who run the company for you to have if you're going to be working at their company. It's not great for the people who run a company for you to have a different attitude or a different perspective on life. Because if you do, then every idea that they have as a company, you look at and go, could I have done this on my own? If they're hiring me to do this, what if I just said, I'm out of here and I just go spend a month building this? And now with AI, you could leave a company. A talented person who does all the work at a company could absolutely leave the company because and just go do it on their own because the jobs that are the easiest to replace are the CEO jobs, the management jobs, the accounting jobs, stuff like that. Those are the ones that are extremely repetitious and extremely precise. And you have to do these things. And if you there's a right way to do them. And if there's a right way to do it, there's an easy way to mimic it and to fake that with AI, is to do that with
Yeah.
AI. So there's the reality is that there are going to be some very creative things that are going to happen out of this. I don't see this as I honestly don't see this as a big negative for society. I see it as a huge negative for society for those people though who are stuck in this mentality of I have to work at a place in order to make money.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and they have to hire me and I have to do the work. That's going to suck for them, especially if they don't want to, adapt. They're like, well, I didn't want to be an accountant, but I became an accountant. That's what I'm good at. Now all of a sudden the accountant jobs are drying up. What do I do? I adapt. Everyone has to adapt, and I think the people in the tech industry were already used to that. They were already used to this volatility where your job is not guaranteed. The next big tech disruption means that your pager business is out of business,
Yeah.
or something like that. That's
Hmm.
my perspective. I feel like we're on the verge of a massive uh, international change in how software and products and services are created, and it's not all going to be. It's going to be bad for companies. It's going to be bad for employees. It's not going to be bad for
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of my TED talk.
Hmm.
We'll see if I'm right. It
Yeah.
could be that a month from now everyone's destitute because an AI has written all the software, and but I don't see that happening. I just don't.
Yeah. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not for a little while. You see a lot of things too here, like the big change in the last 5 years, with social media like TikTok and stuff like that, where you know, it's the new as seen on TV or the late night infomercials where, they're, oh, go buy this product. Look, it's cool, blah, blah, blah. I'm a sucker for a bunch of TikTok stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you, like I am. And it's just like I see a lot of that stuff, but they're all doing it from home. They're doing it from
Yep.
home and they're realizing that, like, if you reach out to these other companies that are out there, like you can message them directly on TikTok and just be like, hey, I want to be an affiliate. Just send me one of your products and I will review it and I will blast it all over my TikTok, and so forth. And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna send you something. What's one free thing, in
Right.
comparison to that they're selling thousands upon thousands of items. So, and then
Well,
you're just doing
heck,
a
I
review.
got followers on TikTok. I need to look into
Yes.
that. Like,
Seriously, look into it. It's the one of the easiest things, and it's like you could do that, and then also attach your Instagram, and then like you do these little 10, 15 second clips on Instagram, and then you get paid from Instagram for showing that off on that product and showing how it's used. That's going to be your biggest seller because a lot of people are like,
hell yeah.
it's some cheap Chinese thing, I
Yeah.
don't want to mess with it. It's going to be garbage, and then you're really like, no, it's like this. It may not be the latest, greatest, best thing, but like, if you explain it that way, if you want to save a few bucks and this will get you by, you know, I guarantee you you're gonna tenfold on that and sell the heck out of it,
Dude, yeah. I mean,
so
So
if it was like I could sell like some cheap Chinese 32 gigabyte graphics card or something, be like, dude, so like you want to run AI.
right.
You
No,
know,
you
like
really could. Like,
you're right.
why not? Why
So
not?
the
And
one of the
and then you
biggest,
have the program develop it and or develop it and have it run and you just sell it as a package deal. Why not?
yeah.
You know?
The biggest one of the biggest trends in China right now is live shopping, where they have it's basically a QEC except it's like one person that's doing it. And they're on TikTok, or the equivalent of TikTok. They're in that Red Book or whatever it's called. And they're basically just on there and they're like, "Hey, I'm going to show you how to use this thing. And by the way, I have 47 of these available." And it's often affiliate or it's they buy a small inventory and they sell the hell out of stuff. And there was some chick on one of these things a few years, like 2 years ago, that someone was talking about that she sold over $1 million, I think, worth of inventory in 1 hour, and it was just like clothes, and she was just showing this off these clothes. People love that stuff, like you said. It's on TikTok. I'm the same way. I go on TikTok and it's like, hey, Shelton, here's multi tools, 5,000 multi tools, and I'll just sit there and go, oh, the whole
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
it knows what people like, and if
I
you're
mean,
selling a
yeah, like,
thing,
and I shared to you guys before where I got that torch gun, and I
yeah,
was just
yeah,
like, okay, that thing is pretty cool. And it's like, oh, it's 35 bucks, on sale on TikTok for 35 bucks. And that thing is awesome. But it's like I'm already using it. So I'm like, why don't I just make a TikTok and tag them in that and just
you
do that?
could,
And
you
then
could.
before and actually do a true review on it. And that's just easy money.
So
If you've already purchased it, if you can spare the up to 50 bucks, 50 bucks will get you way more above and beyond than anything. 25 bucks at max. Like you could buy something, review it, throw it on the TikTok, tag that company that you purchased it from with, and then 9 times out of 10, these companies are probably going to reach out to you and be like, "Hey, do you want to be an affiliate?" For
yeah,
instance, like the algorithm, when we first started doing this, and I started looking into the other softwares like Riverside and OnSite and stuff like that.
yep,
Out of nowhere, I was getting advertisements for a energy drink company that wanted to be like advertised, like we want to sponsor you, but give us this and we'll get you this much in sales and stuff like that. And I was getting them left and right. And then now
wow,
I didn't click on them because I'm like, oh, this is gonna change my algorithm. I'm gonna get all this crazy stuff. So I didn't do anything. And
yeah.
now they've like faded off, you know. But again, that's that AI and that other software that's out there that's like, oh, he's looking up doing his own podcasts and live streams and stuff. We should, have him be an affiliate for us, and then we could debut him and send them free months worth of energy, powder, and they can just promote it. And as long as they promote it and give us 10 seconds on the show, then that pays for it.
Heck, I guess
uh,
we do need to be putting these episodes up on TikTok.
yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
We need to start coming up with sound bites ahead of time that we throw
I
out
agree.
there.
Yeah, right.
So I've got this friend, Stephen. I've got this friend who, um, I'm not going to name him. I'm tempted to, but I'm not going to because he's already full of himself as it is. But a few years ago, he had I think it was a blog, and he was talking about some product, some kind of high end product, and he had put his affiliate link to Amazon on it, and then he forgot about it. And like a year later, we were at a thing together, and he gets a notification on his phone, and he's like, I just made $4,000. And I was like, holy cow, what happened? And he's like, oh, someone bought, like a company bought a bunch of this item, but the person that wasn't purchasing had Googled it first, saw my blog, read my blog, and just clicked the buy button at the bottom of it because they were going to buy it anyway, and they didn't realize it was an affiliate link. And so I got my affiliate payment from the company buying that thing, and they bought it in bulk. They bought like 20 items or something like that. So he made a ton of money just like that, just because he had an affiliate link on a blog, and that was it. And it scored high on Google at the time, and that launched his company basically. That was the money he needed to go start up this business. He's doing very well right now. And so I still think about that and how that one little thing that he did, and he didn't think it would pay off. He was just experimenting with it. And so yeah, we gotta do that. We gotta
Yeah.
put some affiliate links here and stuff,
Yeah. I need
Wow,
to
that would
I,
put
be great.
affiliate links on all the Making Made Easy stuff too.
yeah, you should.
I mean,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that stuff gets views, so I
Yeah,
haven't
and
made
and skate
anything new in a long time because I've been so
and
yeah, and
distracted with other
honestly,
stuff.
skateboard
But
stuff and
what you were talking about, you should just debut that, and if you can make it run on a Raspberry Pi, running
what
like
is
some
it?
kind of Linux or something like that operating system,
yeah,
dump,
the thing
pump and
the
dump,
thing
and
you're
send
looking
it,
at.
and then and do
What?
that.
I'm not sure. What?
No, you were talking about earlier, Stephen, about how you could run like something on a Raspberry Pi and sell it as some kind of crypto thing or something like that. Or you could put together, like even you're talking about your PC, how you could run all this stuff on your PC. Anything, literally anything that you could put together and sell with, a PC or sell something like that, you could, and you just run with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, with something like that, like could you run like Linux or anything?
Well, what I was talking about would require a good bit of processing power. Like you'd have to be using like a actual desktop computer and stuff. It wouldn't matter what operating system you're using, but yeah. Um, I mean, as far as like running a AI controlled business or something, I mean, you really do
Well,
need a powerful computer for that. There's not much you can do with like a Raspberry
sure.
Pi or something.
And Stephen, you realize how many people are out there who have the money to do something like that. They see the writing on the wall. They see that there are other people out there doing these things, and they aren't tech savvy enough to do it themselves, but they feel like, well, they don't need to be. If the AI is going to do everything for me and I just have to talk to it, I wonder if I can buy a solution. I wonder if I can find some,
Mhm.
guy out there that works in a shed somewhere that has built one of these systems and he has an online presence and he skateboards. And, I don't know, maybe that's a good uh, direction. I should go with that guy. That's all it takes.
Hey, I've even put a video on YouTube like, hey, I will do your projects for a good price, and
Well, you
didn't
don't
get
need to.
any kind of response. So I
No, no,
don't know.
no. You don't need to do that.
I'm not doing it
That's
right. I already know I'm not like,
Yeah, yeah. No,
yeah.
you need to leverage your existing skills, create some create a product that doesn't exist already, and market that sell it alongside a computer. Don't put it out there that let people know how it works. Just show them, look at this thing. You can buy this for X number of dollars, and there'll probably be people out there who look at it and go, hell yeah.
Yeah. The hardest part's just
That's
coming
that's
up
the
with what to do.
Well, that's a discussion for not on the podcast because, like
Yeah.
I said before, every good idea I have, I forward and I give to my friends. But other than that, I act like I have no idea what I'm doing.
Touche, touche.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting the next few years. But if I would, for me, because I my one of my daughter's friends asked me if I have any predictions for the next 5 years. No, I don't have any predictions for the next 6 months. I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you what the hell's going to happen by the end of June in the AI space because
Back
it's
in December, I had no idea by now that ChatGPT would have gotten so much better at coding.
exactly,
Like,
exactly
dude,
world of difference. A year ago, I think it was a year ago, I used it on a project and it was telling me to delete these files for it because it couldn't do anything itself. And I was deleting the files, and then I said, "Why am I deleting files?" It's like I'm trying to get rid of the errors. I was like, "All right, fine." So I'll continue deleting files, and then I started looking at the files it was deleting, and it's like, "Wait, these are the error logging files." And it's like, yeah, you know, if we don't report the errors, maybe it'll build.
Yeah, see, and that it's that kind of stuff that like it was probably like some little 3 word section of phrasing in your prompt that made it totally misunderstand what you wanted, you know?
Well,
And
in
and,
that case,
and
it
that's
was
the kind of stuff that you can sell, you know? Like, hey, no, word it like this instead.
yeah, that was hallucinations based on I didn't know not to. Yeah, yeah, but you're right. There are things I've learned from that that I keep. They're not super secret, but they're not just things that I just talk about. And I feel like that's one of the weirdest things about I'm in all the AI groups, and it's just the weirdest thing seeing people say, "Here are my 10 tricks to AI domination," and like 9 of the 10 tricks are terrible ideas, but I'm not going to tell anyone. It's like, okay, well, good luck, and just remember to look at your bill every month, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, and that's
But
that's I think a lot of people don't realize that like running AI with code, you know, like through any kind of automation or anything, it costs money unless you have the AI running directly on your computer. Like I
absolutely
think a
does.
lot of people just assume, well, I'm able to access it through the app for free, so why can't I, you know, run this program that uses the AI for free? Like, well, because it's not how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why like you see now in the industrial side of it is that the big push for uh these data centers and then I think there's talk again now that they're reopening up nuclear facilities so that way we can get more power out there and doing all that. So they're recommissioning these things and what can they do to
Hmm.
change it and make them better instead of just having them shut down. So, or I think here, like in Iowa, I think the one nuclear facility just in Cedar Rapids area, I think they shut that one down 10 years ago. I could be wrong on that on dates, but they turn around and I think somebody had bought it and now they're turning it into a data center and they've been working on that for the past like 4 or 5 years,
Hmm.
4 years
Hmm.
now. And the big push since AI in the last 2 years. And then now I'm seeing like hardcore advertisement for looking for electricians and people to work in these data centers to build them and stuff. So I know the push is out there, and I think that's one of the biggest discussions I've had that constantly get brought up is like, people don't realize the power consumption on what it is that we're so used to it being free that, you know, every time you use it, it costs this much to power it. And so my question is like also is at what point is it not going to be free? It probably
Yeah.
won't be, because they're probably backlogged on certain things, what they're for what versions they're using and stuff, But for like the latest greatest stuff, I think there's just going to be, to the point where it's extreme, subscriptions and stuff like that. Like I could see that definitely happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a fantastic point. Stephen, let me ask you something. How much code do you physically write now, do you think, a day? Do you think you write more than you
Hopefully
used to?
none.
Right,
No, no,
exactly.
literally now, yeah, the only stuff I write is the prompts pretty much.
Yeah,
So,
I have a computer that I had to reformat, and I today, and I reformatted about a week ago, and I have been cranking out software on this one, and today I needed to, I asked it to, I went in to edit one of the files, and I realized I didn't have a code editor on the computer at all. I've been I've been just telling it what to do, and I've been watching it like a hawk and giving it very specific instructions. It isn't like I'm vibe coding and just telling it build whatever, but I haven't written myself a line of code in a week on that computer, and that just blows me away. And I think that what we're going to see here is um, kind of if Anthropic and all these big companies can get the programmers to stop writing their own code and get so used to telling the AI to do things, then they can turn around and say, yeah, I'm sorry, guys, we have to raise the prices now. It's literally twice what it was before. And
yeah.
I'm going to look at that and go, yeah, that's fair. I'm not writing that
Yeah.
crap again.
But
I no
there's
desire to do that.
another thing though, it's just a matter of time before home computers are powerful enough to where like you don't need to pay for a subscription to them. You got a powerful enough AI on your home computer that can handle all the coding stuff, you know, like,
Absolutely.
yeah. But we are out of time, so
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it is what it is.
it is.
Yeah, it's been a great
What
episode,
it was a
guys.
great
Yeah.
discussion. Very good.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Thanks for joining us, everyone else. This is the three Technoteers, and we'll see you next week.